Hey everybody, got another box. Hey everybody, and welcome to 3D Archery. You know, I have to say, Jeff Krug makes fun of me that I drove the prices of bows, especially Ben Pearson's, up on eBay by a good amount. Don't know if it's really me, but it's true, the prices have gone up. Now, with that said, deals still can be found. This bow right here is a 1965 Ben Pearson Palomino. It was in horrendous shape, and I restored it, and it's a gorgeous bow and it shoots great. And I actually have a video on that. You can check that restoration out right here. So, talking about deals, right? Not only did I get one box, I got two. And this is a steal, right? This bow, which I'll show you here in a second as I open it up, was open for bid. I bid $120, as high as I was going to go. You know what? I'm cheap. I don't want to spend much more than 120 bucks. So, I bid my 120. As soon as it came online, I bid this, right? And it's like 9 days to go or some stuff like that. Well, watching it, and as soon as I bid my 120, I was the first one to bid, it was $75. And I watched it, and watched it, and watched it, and watched it, and nobody else bid. So I got this bow for $75. Now, shipping and handling was another $20. All in, $90. But I didn't just win a bow. Oh no. I also got with it a back quiver and arrows. So I got almost everything a person needs for 90 bucks. And that, my friends, is how you bust some tags. Alright. Well, I think she made it through shipping. She's old, worn out. This, my friends, is a left-handed, that's a right-handed, Ben Pearson Palomino. It has previously been restored. Yep. Aha, it's got the S stamp on it, which means this had a factory flaw on it. You know, I don't know if it had been restored because there is no label. 64 inches. Oh yeah, nice grip. Oh yeah. I would put it about a 68. And the only reason I know that is just the design. My 65 is very organic, flowy, smooth. 69 has a hard edge on it. You know, 68, 69, this is the last year. Not bad. You know what? I don't think there's anything. Nope, nothing there. Doesn't look like there's anything cosmetically wrong with it. Alright, that's not bad. So, finally got my left-handed Ben Pearson Palomino. Now, let's see what cheesy type of quiver and arrows I got. This was mailed to me from Georgia, Smyrna, Georgia. Yeah, I guess I should get a real knife. Alright. Yeah, that was redone, restained. They took some of the color off the stain in it. Oh, not bad aluminum arrows. Not an aluminum person. No, move the bottom out. I can fix that. Yeah. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh, Reggie. There we go. Field points. More broadheads. Some damaged. These look like actual Ben Pearsons, pretty crappy shape. Don't think they're wood. They might be, but I have another one to add to my collection here. I got some aluminums, look like they're in good shape. These are definitely not Ben Pearsons. And a cheap, cheesy quiver. But for the 60s, I guess that's how things came. So I got a quiver. I got 4 hunting arrows and 6 aluminum arrows. Ooh, look at that. You can put it in a sandwich bag. Thank you very much. I got a Ben Pearson arm brace. There might be more hidden in the box, I don't know. But I got all that for 90 bucks, alright? So I'm going to bring you in, we'll take a closer look at the bow. I don't have a string, it's a 64 inch. I don't think I have a 64 inch bow, but I do have a bunch of extra strings. String it up, take it out and shoot it, and then I'm going to strip her down and restore it. Alright? So just to show you, you can still find a pretty good deal on eBay if you're thrifty. Alright everybody, I took her out and shot her. She works really good. Got her a closer look under the sunlight. You know, things always look different under sunlight. This was definitely restored, and I'll show you a couple things that I know why. It's a 69, 68, 69. You always can date Ben Pearson by 1 or 2 years. This is actually what they call an S model, which means it had a finish flaw on it. And the reason I know that is because right there, whoops, right there, you can see the letter S, right there. That means star factory flaw. It's not a bad bow, shot really well, nice smooth draw, easy to hold it full. For some reason the arrow seems slow, but I think it's because it's not that heavy poundage and I'm shooting heavy arrows. I was almost point on. So how do I know it was redone? Right there. Right there. Those are holes. Quiver mount, sight, something. The guy covered it up. Sorry, got to move backwards. You can see the colors. You know, by this date, Ben Pearson wasn't in charge of Ben Pearson. He sold it. And right there, you can see how it's really pretty much the same wood. They just cut it in sections and put a lighter one in it. Now I'll set this one down and I'll bring out my 65 and show you the difference. My 65 is unstained and untreated. Right? When I say treated, I didn't do nothing special. All I did was sand it down and I put poly over it. And you can see the difference, right? So what they did in the old one, it was dark wood, regular wood, regular wood, regular wood, dark wood. On the new one, because this guy stained it, it's hard to tell. You can see where this is supposed to be much lighter, like these in here, right in there. It really shows right there. It doesn't, right there's a big good spot to look at it. Now you notice, thumb cut out hard here, right? But on this one, very different. Nice and smooth. So that's one way. They went over to this around 68 or 69. A lot of the models before it didn't really have it. Now, interesting. Guy said it's a 64-inch bow. I think he's wrong. Because this, I know, is 68. Yeah, he's a little off. The guy that sold it to me. Although my riser, you can see slight differences in the riser. I'll slide it down. So, get my 2 shells lined up. There you go. That's how I judge things, by the shells. Yeah, just like that. Now, it is not a 64 like the guy advertised. I actually think it's a 68. I mean, this other one's the same size. That's interesting. Put it on my bow scale, weighed into 40 pounds. So, one last thing before we move on to the conditioning part. Right there. I don't know if you can see it right there. There it is. There's a fine crack. Runs down it. Doesn't feel deep. I can't put my fingernail on it or into it. And it does not extend into the shelf. That's one thing I looked at. Alright, I'm going to strip it down. I don't know how much I got to go down to get the stain out of it. We'll find out. Alright, so you know how I do it. I start with a 50 grade. I go to a 100, a 220, a 400, and a 600. Don't know how I'm going to coat it. Going to probably buy some limb stations to put in here. I can't stand white. Just not a white limb person. Alright, on to the next step. Alright, you can see I'm sanding. Now, see the old color? Look what happens when you take that nasty varnish off. Yeah, a little bit off, not much. So she should look good. Alright, she should look good. That is what a little bit of love will do. Alright, initial sanding done, and look at the colors. See that? Wood is art, and I'm not a wood artist, but that looks so much better than before, right? Huh? Now it stands out. It was a yellow before. Now it's wood trim. You know, it's beautiful. Now, a couple things I'm thinking. I think I know why this got stamped as an S. I'll bring it in to show you. See that? I don't know if that's natural in the wood, but you can see stuff done like that. There is that crack. I don't think it's deep. You can see it only goes in a little bit there. There's more discoloration down here. Yeah. So bring it up. Look at that, huh? Came out pretty darn good. Those three holes, I'd have to say they're man-made. I mean, what's the odds of them coming in a nice line like that in nature? Alright. Pretty good. Pretty good. So this crack, I don't think it's like a stress crack. I think it's the wood dried, and that's why the person resealed it, because can't even get my thumbnail on it. Can barely feel it. So, I mean, I'm not going to use it every day. This will be once in a while, shoot or both, so it should be okay. I am going to probably try to put a little bit of epoxy, see if I can. That's so tight, I don't think I can get the epoxy in there. But we'll try something. Alright, so far I used a 80 grit, sorry, 60, 80, 100, 120, and 220. Alright, and everything's all stripped off. Alright, now for the finishing sanding. Alright everybody, sanded. I put 2 coats of True Oil on it. I put it in by fingers and put it on there. Now, I don't want a high gloss on it. Alright, I want it in between. Now, I will say I only put 1 coat of True Oil on my fiberglass limbs, and I'll tell you about why in a minute. There you go. So that's it. Might add 1 more coat. Not sure. Might add 1 more coat. Don't know. But, so why did I only put 1 coat on my limbs? Well, 1 stringer. I love these guys. These are called limb stations. This guy gives me great service. Does what I want. I like his designs. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Look, Greg. Unofficial future sponsor. Little different than my normal design. Alright, that one's going to fit easily. Good. They'll both fit easily. Beautiful thing about these is you can peel them on, peel them off a few times and it won't damage them. They are very easy to do. Alright. Let's start with my first one. Hey, hi. It's rerun. Hard to tell, I'm a little off. Yep, a little crooked. Still a little crooked. Might be me. There we go. Well, didn't expect that. I see why. Well, that would explain why that was crooked, because it's not cut straight. But I can deal with all that. And there we go. It's that easy. Yep, let me just trim up a little bit more on this because I can see, not as straight as, there you go. Now, a little overlay here, but you know what? This is just a generic size. So, there it is. Now the back, I'm going to do them black. Alright, my strike plate. What do I use? Leather. Got some cheap leather from the craft store. Just shreds it. So it's a Palomino bow, right? Which is a horse, so that's my strike plate. So how do I attach it? Multi-purpose adhesive. Let's see if we can do this. There. Alright everybody, you know, while I was working on the bow, I went online and I did some research on it. You know, before I said I knew it was a 68 or 69 due to that thumb and the sharper angles. Well, guess what? I was wrong, people. This is actually a 1966. It's 1 year younger than this one here. And it's easy to date the Palominos. Now one, if you would have had the number on it, I would have known it like that. But in 67, what they did is they put that insert right here for the stabilizer. And since there's no wood fill or anything like that, so this was not a 67. 68 had it, all right? And then the brochure, I had the pictures are almost the same, but the descriptions are different. It talks about it here, but it says for the 66 model, it has a thumb rest, which this one has. And it's a 68 inch. I got the model numbers. I got everything I need to know on it. So she's all done. All right. So this is it. She is completed. All right. I made some fluffy balls out of yarn. Show you what I did on my strike plate. Thank you. Old age. I wanted to stand out a little bit more. So I took some gold marker paint and I drew it around it. Alright, so what we're going to do next, we're going to chronograph it. Sorry, poundage test it, see how much which I don't think I lost it, I never really do. Poundage test it, chronograph it, take it out and shoot it and give you my impressions, but that's pretty much it. Another easy job, another great save. I got me another bow. Don't know how long it's going to last. I consulted some people and they told me the same thing. If your thumbnail can't fit in it, don't worry about the crack so much. If it gets bigger, then you know you have an issue. But if you can't put your thumbnail on it, he says it's not really a stress crack. All right, so let's move on to the next one. Let's see how heavy this thing is. Alright, here I am. Don't mind my basement. We're doing work in the house. Fixing this, fixing that. Got a fixer-upper. Hint, buy a house, don't buy a fixer-upper. Because all you're going to do is spend your time fixing-upping. Alright, this bow is so long, I can't shoot it in my basement. So I'm going to do the serious cock-a-doodle-doo here. Not how I shoot, but not that bad. I don't like having my chronograph right next to my bow. I like having it a few yards away. Alright, let's see if I can even hit the dang thing. Alright, good news, it shot. Bad news, I can't see the speed. 140. Let's try this. I'll try to hit your good back touching this tug driver. There we go, that's a good one. 140. Now I am working with a 7-inch brace height. I'm going to kick it up to 7.5, but it does seem quiet, so I might just leave it. 146. So this is not a fast bow. That's why it's made for. It's only 40 pounds, and it's, I think it's an indoor target bow. All right. So let's change the brace height. Let's see what happens then. Alright, move my brace height 7.5, no change. Speeds are anywhere between 143 and 148. The arrows I'm using are gold tip traditionals, 600 spine, they're XTs, 145 grain head, 5-inch feathers, 4 of them. Right? These arrows are actually made for my 48-pound Ben Pearson Colt, but they are like a universal arrow. I can shoot them out of my 40-pound bows, my 38-pound bow, my 48-pound bow, my 50-pound bow. They just fly well out of everything, you know, so I'm just happy with them. I love them. All right. Tap the ceiling. 148. All right, so what we're going to try now, this is a 500 spine. The other ones were full length, by the way. 29-inch bow, 100-point head, 5-inch feathers, only 3 of them. Right, these are gold tip hunters, I believe they are. XTs. Good shot. 157. So instead of buying a heavier bow, if you want more speed, just get a lighter arrow. All right. Buckbusters, 29.5-inch. These are 30-50s, 4-inch feathers, 3 of them, 125 grain point. And if I could knock it, that would really help. $153. So you can see the biggest change, it's always arrow weight, it's not so much your bow. People stress too much about their bows, personal opinion. I can shoot any bow. I worry about my arrows, arrow setups. Alright, she shoots pretty good, so I know her speed's anywhere between a 142, 43 with bad back tension and 148 with proper back tension. If I lighten up my arrows, I can get them in the 150s. Alright? You hear, to me she's real quiet, but you know what I hear and what that camera hears are two different things. No hand shock. I'm going to leave the brace height at 7.5. That seems to be my go-to brace height for most of my bows. All right. So we're going to play with it a little bit more. I'm going to shoot it outside, hopefully. We've had sleet and rain. It's all ice outside, so I don't know about that. I'll shoot maybe an indoor round and give my final thoughts. And there it is. One more bow to my collection. Pretty happy with it. All right, on with our testing. All right, a little bonus footage. Off the wall test, last second idea. I'm going to stand right next to it, put my arrows through it. Let's see how much of a difference. Now, how much farther away am I than I was before? 1 yard, 2 yards, about 3 yards, about 9, yeah, about 10 feet. All right, now I'm going to have my back to the camera, and I apologize for that. All right, let's see if we get any different reading now. Whoa, pipes in the way. No difference. Yep, no difference. So that answers a lot for me. So within 9 feet, 10 feet, 3 yards, my arrow has 0 velocity. You know, something I never thought about. I know arrows slow down, I just didn't know when they start. Test for another day, huh? Push him, I think. Yeah. Changing my grip. That bow slid. Oh. All right, she shoots pretty darn good indoors. Now, I got a whole story for you to tell you, which I find personally funny, but it also shows you the importance of a good form. So I'm going to go down and get my arrows, and I'm going to try to demonstrate, hopefully it'll work again, exactly what happened to me the other night. So what happened? Well, last week, I brought this bow out to shoot in an indoor 450 league. Now, I did not set it up. All right, I got my brace height where it looked like I thought it should be. Measured, it's about 7.5. I threw these on. That's it. I threw my knock point is roughly the same I use in all my bows, which, as you can see, is a little high, right? But I do that because with my other bows, my point on, and it fell off, my point on is 30 yards. Well, when I shoot target, I like to use a glove. Now, I like using a glove outside too, but mainly for target. I just get a better feel for everything. My fingers close to my face, yada, yada, yada. So I fired the first practice end, no problem. Second practice end, my arrows all started to fall off. Then it came time to score, and it kept falling off. So I quickly threw on my glove and tried it with a 300 glove, and it still fell off. So We tried a few things, knocks, things like that. None of it worked. Now we're about to start shooting, and I'm panicking. I'm like, just give me a second. They were really nice. Give me a second. New knocks weren't working. Tried other things, didn't work. So I knew what to do. I shot split fingered. Now shooting split fingered, my gaps are totally different. All right. So while scoring, I had to work through my gaps. And you know what? I shot pretty good. I shot a 288 out of 450, so I'm pretty happy with it. All right, once I got it calmed down, I still made some fundamental mistakes because I wasn't used to the split-fingered over the gap. And that's why in the video before all this, you see me shooting split-fingered. So I'll see if I can do it. Hopefully I won't dry-fire it. And yes, I dry-fired this bow. All right, let's see. Nope. Sure, it doesn't happen now. Oh, yes, it did. Yes, it did. It's already popping off. See that? It started to come off. It didn't come all the way off. Yep, and it keeps popping right off. Now you heard the click, right? Here's the click. And then, boom. And what was doing, it was doing that. All right, I had to force it that time. So that was my problem. And that's exactly, so that was happening over and over. And don't really know why. My guess is because my high knock point, all my fingers underneath it, as you can see, it pushes forward, so it puts pressure on the top of my knock. But when I shot split finger, it didn't do that. That's my only guess. All right, so that was something I had to overcome. So this bow, I'm not going to be able to use with a tab. It's going to be a split-fingered glove bow only. All right, so I got a couple of targets out here at the club here to let me go shoot. I'm going to go out and shoot it outdoors, give them my final thoughts. So far, it's a great bow. A little low. In the X. All right, there she is. You know, have to say, sweet shooting bow. All right, came out nice. Very happy with it. This thing is smooth, effortless to pull and hold. Not the fastest. Couldn't care less. And I can use it for hunting. I'm using it for, you know, having fun and shooting. All right. So, another bow to add to my collection. One I've been looking for. Quite happy with it. 95 bucks. I think I got me one heck of a deal. All right, boys and girls. You know, thank you for watching. Go out there and save some old bows on your own. Restore it. I'm telling you, you're going to take a lot of pride in it. You're going to go, yeah, I saved that bow. You know, I did that. It's a good feeling. All right. Thanks for watching. And I'll see you next time with an all-new episode 3D Archery.